Welcome back to Movie Summary. Today we are diving into a film called Wild Things 3. The movie starts with a girl named Marie, looking at some diamonds. Her mother left it to her, but the father challenged the will in court. She then drives through Miami. She almost run over a girl named Elena. She then arrives at school and her friend reminds her she turns 18 tomorrow, and legally those diamonds will be hers. The principal then talks about sex education when Dr. Johnson takes the stage. While he talks about unwanted pregnancies, the two friends realizes there is a box on Elena's leg. Miss Richard talks about drug addiction and rape. Elena seems so sad and seems to relate. We then see Mari swimming as the crowd screams. Her stepdad comes, but she's distant. He then sees Elena folding towels, and asks why is she not playing there. She responds it's a sport for rich girl, which she is not. She adds she is in probation. He gives her his card, wanting to help her getting a good job.
So why don't you call me? And we'll see what we can do about getting you a real job.
Little bit later, party is on. As Marie celebrates her birthday, the dad steps out, and sees two tough-looking individuals, preoccupied about the diamonds. Marie decides to also step out, to talk to her father. She then sees him being threatened by these guys for not being late in finishing their building. After they leave, Marie asks about them, but the dad stays quiet. At this moment, Elena shows up to the party. Marie is mad, and tells her it's a private party. She says the stepfather invited her, but Marie pushes her and they both end up in the pool fighting. The dad shows up, protects Elena, and shuts down the party. That same night, the dad is at his construction site when Elena, very shy, joins him. He wants her to remove her clothes and the scene ends. The next day, Marie is relaxing by her pool when she hears footsteps. It's her stepdad. She wants her present and reminds him he knows what she wants. At this moment, officers shows up and the detective arrests him for rape. He screams that he didn't do anything. We then see Elena talking at the police station. The dad tells the detective that she is lying. The detective then reminds Elena that the man she is accusing is very rich and powerful man.
Not the kind of guy you want to mess with if you're not willing to go the distance.
Minutes later, Dr. Johnson is examining Elena when they find some physical sign of abuse. Later, when examining the construction site, Miss Richard tells the detective she knows Elena do 6-month part of her drug program. They then find prints and an underwear. The next day, the court takes place. Dr. Johnson testifies that his results shows physical force, bruises and rape drug in her body. Later Marie confronts Elena, telling her she will not have a dime from her stepfather. That same night, the detective and Miss Richard receive a tape by mail showing the conversation the dad had with Elena earlier. The tape is then being shown in court, and the dad is so shocked, saying he only offered her a job.
I just offered her a job.
The lawyer tells him if he agrees to guilty of rape, they will drop the assaults and kidnapping charges. The detective then tells Marie her dad is in trouble. She insults Elena and leaves. She goes to see her stepdad. He says he may have to take their offer, and go to prison for years. Marie thinks Elena is doing it for the money, and that maybe he should give it to her. He says he is debt, loans, no money. She reminds him of the diamonds. The dad is shocked that she would let the diamonds to Elena for his freedom. She tells him, that's what mom would have wanted. He then asks the lawyer how can we exchange those diamonds for cash. The lawyer says it can be done only if there is clear inheritance, which the dad agrees. Marie then calls Elena to come over. That same night, Elena comes to Marie's house and we find out both were on this plan together.
He cleared my inheritance.
Both ladies then make love. We then see Dr. Johnson joining. He was also working with them. They all make love. The next day, Elena is back in court. Marie winks at the dad, and the dad is happy. His lawyer then asks, and instead of denying like planned, she confirmed the sexual assaults, and adds that he threatened to kill him. The dad is in disbelief. After saying the same words heard from Miss Richards' speech, Miss Richard realizes she is lying. The dad is sent to 15 years in prison. Richard is mad, thinking that something isn't right, and wants to tell the police what he did. That same night, Detective and Miss Richard goes to talk to Elena, but she is not home. They break in and Miss Richard realizes Elena copied her story. We then see the happy Marie laying on the bed with the diamonds. She tells Elena that a buyer has been found. Elena thinks maybe let's wait to sell them legitimately to get the real cost, instead of the black market. Marie tells her it will take months, risking the dad to stop it. The dad then tells about his bribe to the detective. Miss Richard asks whose idea was idea.
Tell me something. Exactly whose idea was it to offer Elena money to go away?
And the dad realizes it may have been his daughter part of it. They now suspect Marie. On the other side of Miami, Elena arrives home. She sees that someone broke in. She goes to talk to Marie about it. She worries that maybe the dad told on her. The detective and Miss Richard confront Marie. They tell her that her dad says she conspired with Elena. Marie laughs. Both then go to pay a visit to Dr. Johnson. He seems in panic. He goes to see Marie. She tells him to stay cool. Johnson then wants to sell the diamonds tonight. It may means less money as his buyer is coming next week, but things about to hit the fan.
But the fan is spinning and shit is coming.
Marie wants to wait. Johnson then asks to see the diamonds. Marie shows them to him. Marie then doesn't feel well and collapses. He calls his guy and wants to sell them tomorrow at 9 a.m. He takes the diamonds. Marie wakes up and tells Elena what happened. They go after him and Elena locates his car. As Mares arrives in front of him, he drives off, and when they arrive, he is gone. Meanwhile, the detective and Miss Richard are getting closer. They kiss and make love. Marie and Elena are searching for Johnson when Elena realizes she can't go any further because she is more than 10 miles away from the police department. Marie realizes that her parole officer may know where they are cause of the box. And that's what happens. As the beeping appears in Miss Richard monitor, they go into the direction of the girls. Johnson is running injured. He catches Elena. Marie saves her by knocking him out, killing him. Marie takes the diamonds, and they both carry the body. Marie tells Elena to get rid of the body and the car while she goes meet the buyer to sell the diamonds. Marie meets the buyer. He shows the money. She shows the diamond.
You're sure this is the diamond you want to sell me?
He looks at the diamond, nods, give it back to her and leaves. He tells her, those diamonds are fake. At this moment, Miss Richard and the detective find Elena. She is brought to the police station, and she says it was an accident. They pressure her, and she reveals Marie planned it all. Miss Richard then gets the idea to use Elena to set Marie up. Marie then receives the call from Elena. She tells them the diamonds were fake. The detective and Miss Richard are hearing the conversation, and Marie wants to meet Elena at her house. She has an idea. They put the wires on Elena and wants her to make Marie admit she killed Johnson. Elena then meets Marie. Marie says the real diamonds are in the stepfather safe at the construction site. Elena asks how she knows that. Then the lawyer shows up, but they don't have the combination to open it. She says that Elena has to tell the dad that she will sign a confession if he gives the combination. The detective and Miss Richard, listening it all, are in disbelief. The next day, Elena and Marie go to see the dad. They offer him the deal. He doesn't trust them after they screw him. The lawyer tells him this could be his last chance. He agrees and give them the combination. They go the construction site as well as the detectives. Elena is still trying to get Marie saying she killed Johnson. They open the safe and get the diamond. Elena destroys the wire and pull out a gun on Marie. The detective then goes. Elena takes the diamonds. She leaves. Marie grabs the gun in the safe and shoots at her, but she is gone. The detective gets in the building. Marie chases Elena. Miss Richard grabs a rifle and also gets in the building, sees Marie, and we hear a loud shot. They all meet and realize she killed Marie in self-defense. Miss Richard decides to take Elena home. The detective asks if she is sure there was no diamonds in that safe. The dad is at the police staying, and says the diamonds were in that safe. The dad is free to go, but is mad at accuses the detective and his men to have stole it. The next day Miss Richard is late. The detective worries about her. He then learns that the money evidence he puts in the safe is gone. He is accused to have taken the money, and just now he realizes who took it. We then see Elena and Miss Richard on a beach with the diamonds. The detective is being informed that Miss Richard is the mother of Elena and that she was never on probation. They set everything up. He realizes. We then see the dad with Elena and Miss Richard. They were all together in it. He drinks, feels dizzy, and Miss Richard reveals to him that he was the one that raped her back in high school. And Elena is the daughter that was consumed from the rape. He then falls off the cliff and dies. Thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and check our other movies summaries.